shockwaves of the blast in the capital travel to Chennai. Security is beefed up in key locations. Political leaders condemn the attacks.
இந்தியாவின் தலைநகரம் டெல்லி அங்கேயே இப்படிப்பட்ட ஒரு சூழல் என்றால் கேட்பதற்கே படிப்பதற்கே வேதனையாக இருக்கிறது.
Massive overload for judiciary in Tamil Nadu. Courts are saddled with a backlog of 17 lakh cases. Are alternative dispute resolution centers the solution? A 2.5-year-old child falls into a 250 feet deep borewell. The boy is stuck at the depth of 20 feet. Rescue operations are underway. Reforming and counselling is the theme of the new wave of prison reforms. Telephone lines and psychiatrists to greet inmates. The state exchequer is in high spirits as Tasmac sales rake in nearly 15,000 crore rupees. After yesterday's eviction, DMK stages yet another walkout. Party calls on the governor to protest the land grab offensive. And after hitting record highs, gold offers customers some respite, falls by over 1,500 rupees. Well, a very good evening. You're watching Late Night News with me, Ashmith. Time now for the latest developments coming in from across the country. Black Wednesday for Delhi. A terror attack at the Delhi High Court leaves 11 dead, 76 injured. Terror group's Huji claims responsibility, says stop Afzal's hanging. The Home Minister says police was given some intelligence in July. Were the warnings ignored? BJP leaders visit the blast site. Slam government saying zero intelligence on this terror strike is equal to intelligence failure. CCTVs whose footage could have had crucial missing clues missing from the scene. Despite approvals, why weren't they installed? And Rahul Gandhi visits the injured and is met with protests at the hospital. Well, first up, after those blasts in New Delhi, 11 people have been confirmed dead, 76 others have been left injured. Now, the militant outfit of Harkat-ul-Jihadi al-Islami, or Huji, has claimed responsibility for the blast, saying that it was sending out a message for Parliament attack convict Afzal Guru's death sentence to be repealed. Now, the National Investigation Agency, which was formed after the 26/11 attacks, is probing the blast and says it's taking the email very seriously. Now, the NIA has set up a 20-member special team to handle this case. Now, the results of the forensic tests are expected soon. The Home Minister had said in the Parliament, meanwhile, that intelligence pertaining to threats emanating from certain groups were shared with the Delhi police in July this year. But the political blame game has already begun, with the BJP attacking the Home Ministry in no uncertain terms. Well, the Delhi police, in fact, has already released 2 sketches of the man, in fact, believed to be responsible for today's terror attack, based on descriptions provided by eyewitnesses. Well, the Home Minister said in the Parliament that the intelligence had been shared with the Delhi police on July 27th. He said that the attack had taken place despite Delhi police being on high alert. Now, he noted that Delhi is a target of several such terrorist groups. He also pointed out that the city is placed on high alert whenever the Parliament is in session.
Despite the capacity that has been built and despite Delhi police remaining on high alert, the tragic incident occurred today. The objective of terrorist groups is to strike fear and to destabilize the country. We are clear in our mind that there is no cause that will justify terrorist acts. Government unequivocally condemns the terrorist attack that took place today. The investigation of the case will be entrusted to the NIA. On behalf of the government, I offer my sincere condolences to the families of those who lost their lives. I offer my sympathies to those who have been injured, and I assure the House that we will extend the best medical treatment to the injured. At this point of time, I appeal to the House and to the people of the country that we must remain resolute and united. We must not show any vacillation. We shall never be intimidated by terrorist groups. We are determined to track down the perpetrators of this horrific crime and bring them to justice.
Well, moving ahead now, Union Law Minister Salman Khurshid refused to speculate on why the Delhi High Court had been strategically chosen by terrorists for this bomb attack.
The Home Minister has made a statement that police is inquiring in this matter. You know that these are very, very ticklish, very sensitive issues. I think we should wait for information, more information. The question that you're asking about why a particular kind of place is targeted, there could be many, many reasons for it. But I think that's a question that can and ought to be answered, frankly, by people who are in the know of these issues directly. I wouldn't want to speculate.
And while the Prime Minister currently in Dhaka slammed the blasts, calling it a cowardly attack, he also assured that India would not succumb to such attacks.
This is a cowardly act of a terrorist nature. We will deal with it. We will never succumb to the pressure of terrorism. And this is a long war in which all political parties, all the people of India have to stand united so that the scourge of terrorism is crushed.
Well, meanwhile, senior BJP leader L.K. Advani also condemned the terror attacks. Now, refraining from politicizing the issue, he said that he hoped that the government would deliver on its assurance of investigating the blasts.
राजधानी दिल्ली में संसद के इतना निकट इस प्रकार की घटना हो जाए, यह निस्संदेह हम सब इसकी निंदा करते हैं और अपेक्षा करते हैं कि सरकार ने जो आश्वासन दिया है सदन को कि वे शीघ्र विभिन्न एजेंसीज का उपयोग करके अपराधियों को खोज निकालेंगे और समुचित कार्रवाई करेंगे, ये जरूर पूरी होगी.
Well, meanwhile, D. Raja, a senior left leader, was more outright in his condemnation of the attack and of the failure of the government.
We strongly condemn this bomb blast. We want the government to probe it thoroughly. Nobody should go scot-free. All those who are involved must be pinned down, and nation should be free from this kind of acts of terror. But I find somewhere down the line there is a failure on the part of government, particularly the Home Ministry, because the bomb blasts continue to take place in different parts of the country. Now it is taking place in Delhi. Home Minister and Home Ministry will have to come clean and explain.
Well, meanwhile, back home in Chennai, the DMK chief too slammed the attacks and expressed disappointment at the apparent intelligence failure in the capital.
பாதுகாப்பு நிலை இந்தியாவின் தலைநகரத்திலே இருக்கக்கூடாது. ஏற்கனவே பாராளுமன்றத்தில் பிள்ளையே இது ஒன்றும் ஒரு நிலைமை ஏற்பட்டது. இப்பொழுது உயர்நீதிமன்றத்தில் டெல்லியில் ஏற்பட்டிருக்கிறது. இந்தியாவின் தலைநகரம் டெல்லி, அங்கேயே இப்படிப்பட்ட ஒரு சூழ்நிலை என்றால் கேட்பதற்கே படிப்பதற்கே வேதனையாக இருக்கிறது.
And while the shock waves of the blast in the capital sent ripples across the leading metros, now the ripple effect was felt in Chennai as well, with security agencies gearing up for possible threats. In fact, security deployments were increased in locations such as the Madras High Court. On an average, 80 policemen and women are deployed at the High Court, but today the strength was increased to 120. Now, each of the 5 entry points to the High Court were being closely monitored and were being manned by teams of an inspector, 2 sub-inspectors and 10 police constables. Now, the police also kept a close eye on the 2,500 cars and 2,700 two-wheelers that are parked daily in the High Court premises.
We improved our security now. There are 5 gates for the High Court to come inside. So each gate is manned by one inspector, 2 sub-inspector and 10 other ranks. So 5 gates have been manned by an inspector level officer, and we are taking stock of all the vehicles which are coming inside, and all lordships have been taken care of, the judges. The POSs have been briefed about the security things.
And well, up on the other side, DMDK captain unleashes a warning against the misuse of his name on websites and on social forums. We bring you all the details on the other side.